Everyone, we were studying chapter 10, colonialism and the countryside. In this chapter, we were seeing how there was a colonial rule in India and how the Britishers were there, those who made India colony, and so many laws and the regulations and rules were imposed on the people, those who were residing in the countryside area. So the people, those who were having land, they were called the zamindars, landlords. So in the previous part, we have seen what was the position of zamindars at the time of Britishers. As first they entered in Bengal. Bengal, the Britishers came in the form of East India Company. Then East India Company, which came for the economic purpose to do trade in India, it expanded itself, and overall India was captured by the Britishers. So India was the colony of the Britishers. So that we have seen in the previous part, and in today's part we will see about the permanent settlements that was between the zamindars and the British officials, and how they have made the rules for the collection of revenue from them. It's about that also. And in our last topic we have seen the auction of Vardhaman. If the zamindar was not able to pay the revenue to the Britishers, their particular land has to be auctioned. उसकी ज़मींदारी की जितनी लैंड होती थी वो ऑक्शन हो जाती थी. So today we are just continuing with the same thing. The zamindar was not a landowner in the village but a revenue collector of the state. अब सिर्फ वो लैंड ओनर ही नहीं था, he got the work of the collection of revenue. रेवेन्यू को कलेक्शन करने का काम भी ज़मींदार को मिला. Now अब ऐसा नहीं था कि वो सिर्फ एक गांव का, एक पर्टिकुलर विलेज का रेवेन्यू कलेक्ट कर रहा है. सो दे वर कलेक्टिंग द रेवेन्यू ऑफ द पर्टिकुलर ज़मींदारी, और उस ज़मींदारी में बहुत सारे विलेज आते थे. मतलब अब उसका काम उन सारे विलेजेस से रेवेन्यू को कलेक्ट करने का हो गया, जैसा कि ब्रिटिशर्स ने उनको गाइड किया. सो सेवरल ऑफ विलेजेस एज समटाइम्स 400 विलेज, इतने सारे विलेजेस जो थे वो एक ज़मींदारी के अंडर में आते थे. सो द ज़मींदार वॉज द पावरफुल पर्सन ऑफ द टाइम हु वॉज होल्डिंग द रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी ऑफ more than 400 or about 400 villages. So one ज़मींदारी फाउंड वन रेवेन्यू स्टेट, एक ज़मींदारी एक रेवेन्यू स्टेट जो है वो माना गया. इट मीन्स देखिए, एक ज़मींदारी में गांव कितने हैं, 400 है, तो एक ज़मींदारी जो है पूरी वो एक स्टेट माना गया. तो ब्रिटिशर्स कितना रेवेन्यू लेंगे, वो एक पर्टिकुलर स्टेट का लेंगे. Suppose I have I am owning the land in the particular area. So under that, how many villages I am having, that is a different thing. But the Britishers will collect the revenue for the particular state, particular area. So now company just fix the total demand over the entire states. अब total demand को fix कर दिया, like अब परमानेंट सेटलमेंट में रेवेन्यू फिक्स कर दिया कि दिस पर्टिकुलर रेवेन्यू इज देयर, हमें आपसे इतना रेवेन्यू लेना है. तो इट विल नॉट बी इंक्रीज और लेस. देन वे रेवेन्यू द जमींदार कॉन्ट्रैक्टेड टू पे. अब जमींदार को कॉन्ट्रैक्ट दिया गया कि आपको वो रेवेन्यू पे करना है. इट मीन्स जमींदार वॉज द कलेक्टर ऑफ द रेवेन्यू एंड ही फर्दर ही नीड टू पे द कलेक्टेड रेवेन्यू टू द कंपनी. नाउ जमींदार्स रिटेन डिफरेंस ऑफ अमाउंट गिवन द कंपनी. जैसे कि हमने बात पहले करी थी कि वो कंपनी क्या मांग रही है, कंपनी इज डिमांडिंग फॉर द अमाउंट फॉर द पर्टिकुलर स्टेट एंड जमींदार्स आर हैविंग 400 मोर स्टेट्स. तो वॉट एवर डिफरेंस वॉज विद द जमींदार, जितना भी डिफरेंस था वो कौन रखेगा, दैट विल बी कैप्ट बाय द लैंड ओनर ओनली. फेलिंग पेमेंट मीन्स द ऑक्शन, जो कि हमने वर्धमान में देखा था. वॉट हैपन देयर कि इफ दे वर नॉट एबल टू pay the revenue, then the things that the particular land was auctioned. So this was the main thing of the time. Then why zamindars defaulted on payment? अब क्यों नहीं दे पा रहे थे भाई? Nobody wants that their land is going to be auctioned. But what were the main reasons why zamindars were not able to pay the revenue? क्यों वो revenue नहीं दे पा रहे थे? What were the main reasons behind that? That we need to focus. Number one, revenue demand was high. So as Britishers thought that according to permanent settlement they have fixed the particular revenue, so they were demanding the high revenue because later on they cannot increase that. So from the starting onwards they made the high revenue demand to the landowner. That was really very difficult to collect and to pay to the company. The number two, the prices of agriculture produce were depressed, making difficult for the raiers to pay their dues to zamindars. अब क्या हुआ कि जो एग्रीकल्चर प्रोड्यूस था उनके प्राइसेस दे वर जस्ट लेस they were depressed. Now how to pay the revenue when the particular peasant is not getting the payment of its crop, then how the person will able to pay the revenue, कैसे pay कर पाएगा. So when the prices were depressed, so it was the issue with the peasants how to pay the revenue to the zamindar, and further zamindar how they will pay to the Britishers. The next one, revenue was invariable regardless the harvest and to be paid according to sunset law. अब देखिए regardless the harvest, इसमें harvest कैसा है कैसा नहीं है, they were not concerned with that, they were in need of revenue, उन्हें revenue चाहिए था. So it was according not according to the harvest, but Britishers set their own norm that they want revenue, so it should be paid to them. And one more thing is very important, that is the sunset law. Because this question can come in exam when we just prepare ourselves for 1 mark, 2 mark, 3 mark questions. So one particular term is coming, sunset law. So what was that law? If payment did not come in by sunset of the specific date, the zamindar was liable to be auctioned. अब देखिए आप, zamindari was liable to be auctioned. क्या था कि अगर वो payment उस particular date को, whatever the date decided by the Britishers, by the sunset the particular payment is not coming, then the whole zamindari of the particular zamindar would be auctioned. That was called sunset law, कि आपको एक particular date को sunset से पहले अपना सारा revenue जो है वो Britishers को deposit करवाना है. If you are failed to do so in that manner, that your all zamindari will be auctioned, वो सारी zamindari का auction हो जाएगा. And the next one, limited power of zamindar to collect rent from the rayas to manage zamindari due to permanent settlement. अब permanent settlement जब हो गया तो zamindar जो थे उनकी जो power थी that was limited because they were the collectors only. कितना collect होना है वो decided है, तो same amount they need to collect and they need to take from the rayas and they need to give to the company. So they have become the mediator between the company and the people, those who were going to give the revenue. So these were the main points, these are the four main points why the zamindars defaulted the payment, why they were not able to pay the payment. These were the 4 points for that. So in such a manner what we have seen, that we have seen the position of zamindars at the time of Britishers. And one more thing what we have seen here, that at some extent zamindars just lost their power because now they were working as a revenue collector only. So these were the oppressive policies of the Britishers to exploit India in economic manner. Economically हमारे resources को कैसे exploit करते हैं, these are the various stages of that. So in such a manner we can see how the zamindars were contracting with the Britishers and how they were entitled to collect the revenue. Once again we will revise this, the zamindar was not a landowner in the village but revenue collector. तो क्या बन गया था वो? Revenue collector बन गया था. Number 2, several और villages जो थे उसके अंडर में थे. One zamindar found one revenue state. अब एक जमींदार जो था वो एक revenue state बना गया. Company fixed the total demand over the entire state. एक पूरे revenue demand उन्हें fix कर दी, where revenue the जमींदार contracted to pay, जो उन्हें पे करना था. जमींदार retained the difference of amount given to the company. कंपनी ने उसको एक स्टेट माना, उसके अंदर बहुत सारे villages थे, तो जो आपका बैलेंस जो था वो बचा, that was capped with the जमींदार ने उनको रखा. Then अब सपोज वो उस अमाउंट को नहीं दे पाते, सो देयर जमींदारी इज गोइंग टू बी ऑक्शन, उनकी जमींदारी को ऑक्शन किया जा रहा था. देन वाई जमींदार डिफॉल्ट ऑन द पेमेंट क्यों नहीं कर पाए थे? हाई रेवेन्यू डिमांड की बात कर रहे हैं हम, ये हाई रेवेन्यू डिमांड कर रहे थे वो, दैट्स वाई. उसके बाद एग्रीकल्चर प्रोड्यूस के जो प्राइजेस थे, दीज वर डिप्रेस. नेक्स्ट वन, रेवेन्यू वॉज इनवेरिएबल रिगार्डलेस द हार्वेस्ट. रेवेन्यू जो था वो इनवेरिएबल था एंड दे हैव टू पे अकॉर्डिंग टू द सनसेट लॉ, कि डिसाइडेड डेट के सनसेट तक दे हैव टू पे, अदरवाइज द थिंग्स will be auctioned by the zamindari will be auctioned by the Britishers. And now the zamindars were having the limited power because they, due to permanent settlement, revenue was fixed and that fixed revenue has to be taken by the zamindars. So these were the main reasons why they were not able to pay the revenue at the time. So further we will see more about the relations between the Zamindar and the Britishers, how they got worse, and what more laws were imposed on the Indians, and how Indians were exploited by the Britishers. These all we will see in the next part. Meanwhile, you need to read the things from the NCERT also. You need to revise the chapter, the portion of the chapter, so you will be able to understand the things easily. So, whatever notes, that link I have sent you earlier, you have to note down the notebook. So, these will be the summarized portion of the chapter. You will be able to understand the things easily. So, do prepare the topic according to the 1 mark, 5 mark, 3 mark questions. So, when the examination question is coming, you have to be ready for that. So, just read and revise the things, and don't forget to read from NCERT. So, that's all for today. Thank you so much.